As the attacks continued over Britain, the volunteer soldiers in France faced one of their first real tests. They took part in a major attempt to break through German lines near the town of Luz. It was here that Len Whitehead's elder brother George went over the top. His body was never found.
The first we knew of it, of his being killed, was a pal of his who joined up at much the same time wrote to my mother, "Dear Mrs. Whitehead, I am writing to tell you your son George has been killed." My mother, of course, burst into tears. "Don't read any more," she said. And after a time, when she calmed down a little, she said to me, "Go and tell your father." My father was ploughing in a field near to the farmhouse, and I waited for him to finish about with his plough and 2 horses. "George has been killed," I told him. And he didn't answer, but left his horses all steaming in the mild late October weather, and we walked back in silence to the house. When we got to the house, he went to the bottom of the stairs and called up, "That's all right, ain't it?" He made no attempt to go up to comfort my mother, but went into the kitchen, sat in his wooden armchair and put his arms on the table and his head on his arms for a little while, wept, I think. Then he went back to his ploughing.
The PALS battalions had allowed friends to fight together, but now, as they died together, entire communities lost their men. Villages, factories and football teams were wiped out in a single day's fighting. Now the women of Britain were required to shoulder the burden of war. Tens of thousands of people were now receiving the news they most dreaded. Army Form B10482, its blunt message, killed in action. Dennis Gilfeather's family received just such a telegram.
When this happened, when the official news came through the door, my mother had the wee boy in a high chair, and we were round the table, and she was attending to us. When the telegram boy came, my mother went to the door and she got this telegram. She'd opened it, looked at it, collapsed on the floor. And suddenly, the news was out now. The news that my father wasn't going to see him again. You're stuck with that. This thing didn't leave your mind for years. You're not going to see your dad again.
The postman brought a letter, and my mother opened it, and she sat there, and all she said was, "Oh, he's dead." And then she did begin to cry. I don't remember crying. I felt so stunned I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I'd never see him again. But oh dear, I did cry at night, because I remembered my father. Always tucked me up and he always kissed my forehead and said, "Good night, Lulu. God bless you." Every night, he never failed. And I did miss that so much.